Well, yesterday was quite the interesting day for cruise passengers trying to fly to their cruises as the FAA grounded more flights than we've ever seen since September 11th, 2001. So what does this mean for cruisers? We're gonna cover it. Plus, we need to talk about some new things coming to you soon from Carnival Cruise Line. No longer do you have to steal the towels and the robes. Let's roll the intro. Hey, welcome to the Midships channel. I'm your Captain Corey, and thank you so much for stopping by the channel today. Welcome aboard the Carnival Radiance. I'm on a 4-night cruise out of Long Beach, California. We just stopped in Ensenada, Mexico the other day. It's been a wonderful cruise, except for the weather. Man, it is chilly out here on the West Coast. I don't know how you Californians can put up with this weather. Y'all say it's so beautiful in Southern California. It's 57 degrees and rainy and cloudy and crap outside. I left 85-degree weather in Florida. What's going on here? Now, let's get into the cruise news, and the first thing is for Carnival cruisers, we've got new VIFP pins to talk about. Now, this is the gold level pin. I'm going to show you a picture of it here so you can take a little better look at it. Now, we've been used to the gold pins that were, well, quite frankly, pretty ugly, and they hadn't changed for quite a few years. But now we've got new pins, and there's actually new pins for you as well when you're platinum and diamond cruisers. They look like this here. Tell me what you think in the comments below this video of the new Carnival VIFP pins. Personally, I think it was time for a change, and I welcome it. Now let's go ahead and roll back the clocks to yesterday at approximately 6:30 in the morning, when the NOTAM system went down nationally here in the United States, causing 6,000 odd flights to be canceled or delayed. It was chaos. You know, I'm sitting here on a cruise ship, not really checking my phone for the news, and all of a sudden the chitter chatter around the ship is all about flights being canceled, flights being delayed, and it's just absolutely crazy pandemonium. So what does this mean for your cruise? Well, unfortunately, it means you're probably gonna miss it if you're flying in the day of your cruise, which is why most people fly in the day before their cruise to help put a little bit of cushion time to avoid problems just like this. Now, we've seen problems similar to this with certain airlines like Southwest during the holiday travel season, but this was a national outage that affected all airlines bar none. Even private aviation, even space launches were all affected by this type of outage. So it wasn't just one commercial airline, it was everybody across the board. And unfortunately, if you weren't able to make it to your cruise, well, the cruise lines, they're not really able to stop and wait for you. According to John Heald in a Facebook post, he said he hopes you all are able to make your cruise, but that's about all. The comment just ended right there, and that's because these cruise operators have to pay penalties and fines if they stay in port longer than what they are already scheduled and paid for with their port fees. And these are pretty hefty fines that cruise operators could face if they remain late in port. So it's unfortunate that cruise operators aren't able to, you know, extend that courtesy of waiting to leave for one more day, holding the ship back to let late flights and late passengers come into port. But unfortunately, this is just the bottom line for these cruise operators. You've already paid them, you've already committed and agreed that, you know, I'm gonna be there when I say I'm gonna be there, and the cruise is gonna provide the services they claim they're going to provide in your cruise contract. And if one of the parties to that contract is not able to make it, well, that's just too bad, it sounds like. So it sounds kind of harsh, it sounds kind of unfortunate, but that's the way the cookie crumbles in regards to this big NOTAM outage that happened yesterday in the United States. Did you have a cruise affected? Let me know about it on my Facebook page at Midships. And while you're searching around for Midships on the internet, why don't you take a look in the description below this video at the very top link. That's the way to support this channel by gearing up for your next cruise. It's in my Amazon merchandise store. In there you can see everything I take with me every single time I cruise. If you want to check it out, there's a link in the description down below. Now, let's talk about some things that some people probably do on cruises, and that's going home with certain things from the ship. Maybe it's a robe, maybe it's a towel, maybe it's a pillow. things just happen to grow legs and disappear on cruise ships. And maybe it's just because they're so darn comfortable, right? Well, Carnival Cruise Line is trying to combat this disappearing towel and pillow problem by making these items available for sale on their website. Items available now for purchase from Carnival Cruise Line include pillows, sheets, towels, as well as the blue pool towels. You know the ones I'm talking about with the nice Carnival logo embroidered on the bottom, so you don't have to take a used towel home anymore. You can buy yourself a brand new towel. Now these aren't cheap. The pool towels themselves go for $60 a piece on Carnival's website. Pillows start at $45 and go up from there. And regular towels, again, start at around $60. Now there are some sale items, so you might want to watch your purchases, be a little bit more careful and be a prudent consumer. You might find a little better deal that way. But there you go. You don't have to take the towels anymore on your Carnival cruise. And since we're talking about Carnival Cruise Line, let's keep it in the family and go over and talk across the pond, UK cruising. We're talking P&O. They have had their largest bookings day ever in the company's history just the other day. And you know, the demand right now for wave season cruises is way up across the board. You're starting to see wave season sales go on right now. I know that Celebrity just dropped their wave season sales as well. So it's a great time to book a cruise. Check your cruise planner. I saw, at least in my Carnival bookings, you know, the little deal section that you can find in your Carnival cruise planner, there's a ton of new deals, new sales that have just dropped in there. So it might behoove you to do a little bit of cruise shopping if you haven't looked lately for your cruise. So if you made it this far into today's episode, thank you so very much for sticking through to the very end. I'd like to invite you to subscribe to the channel here if you want to stay up to date with all of the latest cruise news and information for your next cruise trip. As always, make sure you leave a like on this video, and until next time, we'll see ya on the Midships. I told you it was cold here on this cruise. Man, for a Florida boy like myself, this is absolutely chilly. I have been in literally hoodies, jackets, jeans, sweatpants the whole time I've been here. This is the first short sleeve shirt I've really put on, and that's just because I've been walking around the ship a lot to try to find a quiet place to film. As you can hear, it's definitely not quiet anywhere on this ship. There's people on speakerphones, there's sweepers. Everybody just wants to make all the noise while you're recording. I don't know what it is. It's just the way the ball bounces sometimes here in the YouTube business. Hey, thanks for putting up with all the background noise today. We will see you tomorrow from the port of Long Beach. And remember, I'll be hopping on the Carnival Panorama the day after tomorrow. We'll see you then. La